How to Do the Work by Dr. Nicole LePera. Have you ever felt like you're sleepwalking through life, trapped in a cycle of self-destructive habits and repetitive mistakes? In her book, How to Do the Work, psychologist Dr. Nicole LePera explains why people engage in these cynical behaviors and offers a guide on how to break this routine. In this video, we look into her expert guidance and explore some of the steps shared by her to transform your life. Dr. Nicole LePera was getting alarming signals from her body indicating that something was amiss. She suffered from chronic gut issues, frequent headaches, unexplained fainting spells, brain fog, and persistent anxiety. She tried to treat the ailments with antidepressants and painkillers, but conventional treatment methods failed to provide the relief she wanted. As a clinical psychologist in private practice, LePera wants more for herself and her patients. As a result, she embarked on a personal journey to seek treatment for her health issues, and that involved expanding her psychological practice to integrate physical and spiritual elements and adopting a holistic approach to healing. The results of all her hard work were that she felt better emotionally and stronger physically than she had been in years. Now LePera shares the strategies she used for her healing in How to Do the Work. Let's get right into them.
Do you have a North Star for people? So if my North Star for people is you have a goal, you're either moving towards it or you're not. Do you have a North Star around you feel safe in your body or anything like that that people can use to navigate?
I think safety in our body. How does it feel? I often think about expansion, feeling open and receptive, and feeling tight and closed and constricted. For me, those are my markers of my nervous system. When I'm feeling open and expansive and receiving of the world, I know that I'm feeling safe. I know that I'm in a creative space. I'm in a space to connect with other people.
Number 1. Become aware of your thoughts. In the first chapter, LePera makes the case that we are all acting on autopilot. We are navigating through our daily routines without pausing to reflect on our actions and thoughts. Think of driving home on autopilot and suddenly finding yourself in your driveway with no recollection of the journey. Brain scans reveal that we are only consciously aware for about 5% of the day, with our subconscious minds largely dictating our behavior. LePera argues that we aren't making active choices, and the reason we're doing this is that we have a homeostatic impulse that regulates our physiological functions from breathing to body temperatures to heartbeat. The goal of the homeostatic impulse is to create balance. When there's dysregulation, the imbalances can be problematic and even self-betraying. We like routine and habits because they help us conserve energy and soothe that homeostatic impulse. However, when we slip into harmful patterns or routines that only temporarily alleviate stress, like procrastination or mindless scrolling, we ultimately do more harm than good. Our thoughts can fluctuate between being fiercely critical and peacefully content. While there's nothing inherently wrong with these thoughts, it's essential to recognize they aren't always accurate representations of who we are. The key takeaway here is to cultivate awareness of our thoughts. Breaking free from familiar habits and thought patterns can be challenging, as any deviation from the norm triggers mental resistance. Yet living on autopilot isn't truly comfortable either, as we find ourselves stuck in childhood patterns and held captive by limiting beliefs. So how do we awaken this autopilot mode and foster awareness of ourselves and our surroundings? To become aware of your thoughts, you need to develop your attention muscle. It can begin with small steps, such as taking a moment to fully immerse yourselves in your surroundings during daily activities, like walking. Pay attention to your senses and observe the world around you. Initially, it may feel uncomfortable, but with practice, it can lead to significant benefits, allowing you to observe your thoughts rather than be consumed by them. This way, you can cultivate that awareness and then proceed to manage stress and negativity effectively.
We will continue to rely on those old habits and patterns, which is why, like you're saying, we go back and we don't just continue to move forward feeling better and doing better. So when we become conscious, not only are we consciously attending to very uncomfortable sensations, for many of us, and I hope this relieves shame, we don't yet have the physiological resources to deal with those upsetting emotions. So it's really, again, that twofold practice, becoming aware for the many of us that we are detached from our physical and emotional body, and and then remaining committed in those small ways for upwards of 60 plus days to learn how to tolerate slightly more and more stress and upsetting emotions so that we can remain present and we don't have to continue to habitually detach, because that's the only thing our nervous system will do in that moment each and every time it's overwhelmed.
To heal your mind, you have to heal your body, and vice versa. Imagine being given a pill with the promise that it will heal all your feelings of depression. You take it and you start feeling better, only to realize later that it was just a sugar pill all along. This experience, known as the placebo effect, is common. Studies have shown that people can experience significant improvements in conditions like Parkinson's disease and depression simply by believing they are receiving treatment, even when the treatment isn't for them. Why will this work, right? Because our minds and bodies are interconnected. To heal our minds, we must also address our bodies, and vice versa. For centuries, the mind-body paradigm has prevailed, treating mental and physical health as separate entities. However, recent research highlights the profound impact of gut health on mental well-being and the role of environmental factors in influencing genetic expression through epigenetics. While we may have genetic predispositions, our lifestyle choices, such as managing stress, sleep, diet, and relationships, can determine whether these predispositions manifest into full-blown illnesses. Chronic stress, for example, can manifest in the body physically in many ways, such as chronic inflammation, gastrointestinal issues, and disrupted sleep patterns. Mentally, it can lead to hypersensitivity to perceived threats, causing us to react more strongly to minor irritations or triggers. Number 3, learn to disarm your survival system. Smaller animals in the wilderness are always in survival mode to escape being prey to bigger animals. They're always in fight, flight, or freeze mode instinctively, which is designed to ensure their survival. Similarly, humans experience these responses when facing perceived threats, with the amygdala triggering our survival instincts. However, individuals who are victims of trauma may perceive threats everywhere, even in non-threatening situations, leading to chronic activation of their survival systems. Their constant state of alertness can take a toll on both mental and physical health. To reduce the effects of chronic stress, it's essential to learn how to deactivate our survival systems. While we can't consciously turn them off, we can employ strategies to calm our bodies, such as deep breathing and physical exercise. Exercise, particularly yoga, effectively reduces stress by engaging both the mind and the body. Also, taking care of our gut health helps with mental well-being, as the gut communicates with the brain through millions of neurons. Consuming whole, nutritious foods and probiotics can reduce inflammation and support gut health. Additionally, prioritizing adequate sleep is paramount, as it allows the brain to clear debris and cells to regenerate. By implementing these practices, you can effectively manage stress and have a hold on your survival system.
So I didn't come by boundaries until I really began to look at my patterns and relationships. And what I came to realize, how I discovered I had no boundaries, is because I had everything I filtered through other people, right? I never really.
Number 4, cultivating strong and loving boundaries will improve your relationships. Janet is like a doormat. Her friends called her at all hours to unload their emotional baggage without ever inquiring about her well-being. Her family also intruded into her home whenever they pleased. She lacked clear boundaries. She was so eager to satisfy everyone that she had lost touch with her own identity and desires. However, she recognized that, in order to preserve herself and her relationships, something needed to be changed. Many of us have experienced family dynamics like Janet's, where closeness is equated with love. However, healthy relationships are built on a foundation of clear boundaries. We must be empowered to prioritize our genuine needs, even if they don't align with others' expectations. Otherwise, resentment builds and our well-being suffers. If this is the case for you, these are 3 types of boundaries you must create. First, physical boundaries, pertaining to your bodily autonomy, including how you want to be touched, the type of food you prefer eating, and self-care practices. Secondly, resource boundaries are important, and the most precious resource you have as an individual is your time. Janet's friends are unwittingly consuming her most precious resource. You can certainly decide who has access to your time and finances. Thirdly, mental and emotional boundaries are crucial. In close-knit families, children are discouraged from establishing personal boundaries and may feel responsible for their parents' and siblings' emotional needs. They may also be pressured to conform to collective beliefs such as religious doctrines. Mental and emotional boundaries require asserting personal feelings, opinions, and beliefs, even in this type of family dynamic where individual boundaries are discouraged. Overall, establishing and upholding boundaries can be challenging. People may react negatively to change and attempt to manipulate you into maintaining the status quo. That's why you should prepare for any confrontation and regulate your emotions beforehand. You should also start creating boundaries during calm moments rather than in the heat of an argument. Though initially daunting, having boundaries even strengthens relationships. Number 5. Reparenting can reprogram your core beliefs. Have you ever found yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, or I don't matter, nobody cares about me? These thoughts are examples of core beliefs formed in childhood that shape how we perceive ourselves and our lives. These beliefs often operate beneath our conscious awareness, shaping our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Negative core beliefs can impact various aspects of our lives, influencing how we interpret feedback, navigate relationships, and approach opportunities. However, the key message here is that reparenting can reprogram these core beliefs. Reparenting involves engaging with your inner child and addressing the wounds from your early parent-child relationships. By understanding your childhood experiences and the beliefs they instilled, you can begin to heal and shift your perspectives. This process involves applying loving discipline, prioritizing self-care, and validating your authentic needs and feelings. By earning the trust of your inner child and acknowledging their fears and survival mechanisms, you can gradually transform once held painful beliefs through reparenting. You can write your narratives and cultivate healthier self-perceptions. There you have it, the practical strategies for personal growth and well-being in the book, How to Do the Work, authored by Dr. Nicole LePera. Which of these strategies will you implement? We'd love to know in the comments section. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe to this channel for more insightful content. Catch you in the next one.